Tonight, a family comes face to face with Royce City Police after a heated argument goes viral.
A deadly road rage shooting shut Interstate 20 down for hours. What we know about the victim who was killed in her car.
An ambulance stolen in Fort Worth and driven all the way to Austin. How the chase came to a violent end.
More hot temps on the way out, lots of triple digits. My 14-day forecast coming up.
When Jesus is my portion.
And the world says goodbye to Mavericks legend Don Nelson.
I love you, Papa, and I will see you again.
We begin tonight with a live look at I-20 in Fort Worth. The highway is back open and free-flowing after a suspected road rage shooting turned deadly this morning.
The shooting happened near Granbury Road around 6:30 a.m. and brought traffic to a standstill during the morning commute. One woman was killed, and we've learned the person who shot her still hasn't been arrested.
Brittany Costello just spoke to police to get an update on where the search for that other driver stands right now.
Traffic came to a standstill in the middle of rush hour Thursday morning on Interstate 20 at Trail Lake Drive in Fort Worth.
South Division officers were dispatched to a shooting call.
Police say a woman was found shot and killed in her car in the eastbound lanes around 6:30 this morning. Investigators believe it was the result of a road rage shooting.
The suspect pulled up to the victim and fired some shots and struck the victim.
The suspect took off before police arrived, leaving commuters like Carl Crutchfield concerned.
Man, I hope they catch him. I hope they catch him.
A spokesperson with Everman ISD says the woman was a teacher's assistant and believed to be on her way to work this morning.
Man, it's super unfortunate. You know, I would hate for someone to lose their lives over something like that.
Police have not said what the drivers were doing that led to the shooting. But Daniel Armbruster with AAA Texas says aggressive driving incidents are on the rise.
Certainly a growing problem and one that's very concerning for us here in the traffic safety community.
Using crash data, he says the Foundation for Traffic Safety published this report last year, showing road rage-related crashes are up. He says research found 96% of drivers admitted to some form of aggressive driving.
Number one, don't engage. Avoid eye contact, gestures, yelling, honking, and anger.
Crutchfield says he's praying for the family now facing an unimaginable loss.
We don't want anybody to lose their lives.
Police have not released a description of the suspect or suspect vehicle, but the Fort Worth Police Department is asking anyone with information on this shooting to come forward. In Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Costello.
In the past few hours, we get an update on that deadly military helicopter crash in Salado. The Bell County Sheriff's Office says the Apache took off from Fort Hood and went down Wednesday between 1 and 2 p.m. The 2 soldiers on board died, and the impact sparked a fire that burned well over 150 acres. Firefighters had to contend with extreme heat and some wind, but were able to knock it down before it damaged homes nearby. That said, they'll have to monitor for hotspots over the next few days. The Army expects to release the 2 pilots' identities by tomorrow.
Tonight, we have learned a baby at the center of a surrogacy rights case was born in Dallas. It all started in Alaska. A couple hired a surrogate named McKenna West to have the child. West says once they found out the baby had a congenital heart issue, they wanted to terminate the pregnancy. So she traveled here to Texas seeking legal protection. Attorney General Ken Paxton secured an emergency order to keep the child in Texas for necessary treatment. And according to our partners at the Texas Tribune, the baby is doing well tonight. The biological parents say West had originally agreed to terminate the pregnancy. A parental rights hearing is set for later this month.
New tonight, a family is doubling down and demanding accountability after they accused a Royce City police officer of abuse. This video went viral earlier this month. The family told us police got a call about people arguing at a public pool, and those officers grabbed one woman's hair while pushing another in the face several times. Family members just met with the Royce City Police Chief to watch body cam footage and video from the dash cam. A family representative says they want you to see it too.
Some stuff that you didn't even see on the video that's released public. This mother didn't even know how her daughter's mouth was busted. Even though Royce City has whatever policy, is asking and demanding the police chief to release this video.
We've requested that body cam video and will update you as soon as we hear back from Royce City Police. The officer has been placed on standard administrative leave while the investigation takes place, and the Next Generation Action Network claims he has several complaints against him.
Tarrant County commissioners were back in session this week after tensions boiled over at the last meeting. It was all about potential cuts to dozens of polling sites ahead of November's midterm elections. Aaron Heft was inside today's meeting to watch for any developments. Were things calmer today, Aaron?
Yes, much calmer today, an entirely different environment, all above board, and like we said, a much calmer environment. Okay, I want you to take a look at this for yourself. So this is a look inside that several hours long Tarrant County Commissioners Court meeting where over 15 people spoke publicly. A single person mentioning in their public comment the chaotic meeting and incidents from last week when the room exploded into chaos circling around the topic of reducing voting locations, which didn't even come up today. Take a listen for yourself as a woman discusses one of the men who was arrested for the disruption last week.
And then there's EJ. He's a wonderful person. He said a word that is important to Fort Worth identity because we don't take any and we say it all the time. And how you punished him for saying it was overkill. In fact, that's an understatement. It was cruel.
Thank you, ma'am. Your time is up.
So what did the court address today, Aaron?
So largely it was just the county's budget as well as the 2027 JPS budget. I want you to take a listen to this.
I can say with certainty that over the next fiscal year, we have a strong budget that will be able to maintain operations and to continue the future needs of JPS, which includes the master facility plan.
Their team presenting the proposed budget, explaining workforce as their main challenge, further presenting data showing they're projected to do $18 million better than the budget that was planned for. Back out here live, JPS officials explained that anecdotally they have the most busy ER, or one of the most busy ERs in the nation. The meeting, it ended with the board passing that JPS 2027 budget. In Fort Worth, I'm Aaron Heft.
All right, thanks for bringing us up to speed, Aaron. Now to a developing story that started in Fort Worth and ended hundreds of miles away. Authorities say a suspect is dead tonight after stealing an ambulance and driving all the way to Austin. State troopers got the call around 6:30 a.m. and spotted it on I-35 in Austin. They say the driver refused to pull over and started ramming other cars on the upper deck of the highway. Troopers opened fire on that driver, who died at the scene. WFAA tracked down the fire station that ambulance was stolen from, and Luke Clary is working to find out how he was able to steal it. Keep it here for his update at 6:30.
Let's get a check on how the roads are looking in North Texas tonight. Stacia, any issues?
So we are watching a major accident in Grand Prairie. It looks just like one or two lanes are getting by. At one point, they had the entire portion of I-30 shut down on the westbound side. Let's take a look at this backup that we're seeing as a result of this collision. So that bright stretch of red on your map goes all the way to Loop 12. That's as a result of this collision. Again, I-30 westbound at Beltline Road, just north of that location in Tarrant County. We're also watching another accident, 183 eastbound at Texas 360 and Euless. Izzy, Chris?
All right, thank you, Stacia. Coming up next, family, friends, and celebrities give a star-studded tribute to Don Nelson and share the memories they'll never forget of the NBA legend.
Look, it's the world's greatest weather producer. He hates being on TV. Anyway, it was hot again today, not record hot, but I have lots of triple digits in my forecast. Those details, your weekend outlook, the next 2 weekends, the forecast for both coming up.